Dag beste lezers, vandaag zijn we bij een derde. Iemand die derde is geëindigd op het Eurovisie Songfestival in 2008. Ze groeide op in Amerika, maar vertegenwoordigde Griekenland op het Eurovisie Songfestival. Het is Kalomira, ze deed dat met de nummer Secret Combination. Hello Kalomira, how are you doing?
Hi, Roel. Thank you so much for having me. And hi
And
to
don't
everybody
worry,
listening.
it's great having you. So I'm going to kick the interview off to keep things straight. So
Sure.
you represented Greece at Eurovision, but you grew up in United States. So
hmm
what's your connection to Greece? You have Greek parents, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I was born and raised in New York, Long Island, and I'm 100% Greek. My father's Greek, my mother's Greek, everybody's Greek. And I got tested, when you swab and and I'm like 98% Greek. I was like, damn, I'm really Greek. Um, so and I was going to Greece every summer, but my connection is that and my grandparents they all four of them now they are passed away unfortunately, but that
So
was our connection. We'd go to the village and we would see them, typical Greek American in some ways.
yeah. So I was wondering, like, at what point in your life did you
Mhm.
hear about Eurovision? Because most people in Europe hear about it when they grow up, but you grew up in America, so
Yeah, good question. I didn't know about Eurovision at all, and most people in America don't know it. And now that I know it, I'm like, how the hell don't you know it? Where do you live? This is the biggest show in the world. But to be honest with you, I didn't know it either, and I found out the year that Saki Duvaz got third place. I think it was 2007. Oh,
yeah, I need to check it to be sure, but I think you might be right. Yeah.
yes, sorry, my dad was calling. He might call me again. Yeah, so when what happened was it was playing and I forgot whose house I was at, but everybody was like, "Oh my God, Eurovision." I'm like, "Eurovision." And then I see Psyche and I'm like, "Oh my God, I have to go on this show." And that's how it all started. And then I became obsessed. I was telling my label, "Please get me on Eurovision." I was going crazy.
Yeah, so it was you who asked your label to get you into Eurovision?
Yeah, what happened was the year that Elena Paparizou went, who I love and adore, and when she won, the year she won, that was the year that my label wanted me to go. And they had written a song for me that is on my first album called Some Days. It's exactly 3 minutes. It's English. It was one of my favorite songs. And at the time, it was so easy for me to sing because it was in English. I was really struggling with my Greek then. Anyways, and I remember that they pulled back because I think I had so much scheduling and they were worried. I think I would have been overwhelmed, which I would not have been overwhelmed. But, well, they wanted to play everything
Yeah.
safe. So that's okay. 2008 was my year.
Yeah, and it was a great year for you. And so you participated in the national finals in Greece. How did you think you would do there? Did you think you would win it for sure, or what were your expectations?
You never know with these kind of things. I never go with the expectation of I'm going to win because you really don't know.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. It's a live performance. That minute, something could spark, whatever. I was so nervous. It was me against two other singers. It was Crispa and another singer, Martaiki, who are great artists. I know them well. They're super great. But at that time, it's hard because you're going against them. And I was so nervous. I was more nervous doing that. I thought I was gonna throw up backstage. Sorry. Than I was doing Eurovision because I was so nervous. And when they said I won, I was like crying. I was so happy. I didn't. I was. It was great.
Yeah, did your dream come true at that point?
It
So,
did. It
yeah,
did.
so then you won the national finals, as you told. So then how did you feel the pressure of you representing Greece? Because you're half American, as you can say, or you didn't grew up in Greece. Did you feel some extra pressure because of that?
I feel like I have such a close relationship and connection with the Greek people, meaning, um, because I came from a show where they really got to know me, I didn't really worry because they know how much I love Greece. I mean, it's obvious. I love Greece so much, you know. And my only lacking was always just the language barrier. But I have a problem speaking English half the time. So it's just a language issue with me. But other than that, I didn't focus on that. I focused on my job, which was do the best job that we can do in 3 minutes. So that was my obsession. I never think about anything else but that. When I get in a tunnel vision, it's like, so I can't worry about what if. I'm just like, let's go,
Yeah, so you really saw it as a
you know.
job and not something you had to enjoy, or how did you feel about that? Did you feel like you had to enjoy the experience more, or
That's a really good question. I feel like I did enjoy it in some ways, but if I were to go again, I think I would have a different experience because now I'm older and I'm just like, God, I just live it. And I was nervous and I was scared, but you don't want to hold back on stage because that's where you want to give and let go, which I did. But there's always a piece that kind of holds back. Where if I were to go again, I think I would be all blown out. Like, this is a party and I'm ready to party, you know, because I've done it when I was nervous and I don't want to be nervous. I just want to really let my hair down. My hair was down, but really let it down.
so I'm going to get back to that, what you were mentioning, to returning to it in a few minutes, because we're
Sure.
following the same steps for every artist. So we're going to get to your performance. So you felt like you held back a little bit while you were performing, or
No, when I say hold back, I just mean I think emotionally, because
yeah,
I was too scared to like dream that maybe we could win this.
yeah,
I was too scared to even think that because I think I would have been brokenhearted if I let myself think that and then it didn't happen. We're now that I'm older and I'm like, you know what, just shoot for the freaking moon. And if you miss, like the quote, you hit the stars. Where I feel like I just am stronger mentally. But when I was to stay on the 2008, when I was performing and that whole a part of my life was one of the best times in my life. Besides like my personal marriage and kids, that guys, that was the best time of my friggin' life. The Eurovision fans are like no other. I smile every time. I don't have a lot of pictures of my career. I don't hang it up in the family for the kids to see. Only my Eurovision picture because I really had the best time. And every time I look at that picture, I just smile.
yeah, it's such a great experience. And when you're between all the fans, it's so amazing. So I'm
It
happy for you.
is.
You felt love.
I did. I'm grateful.
Yeah. So you mentioned you
Yeah.
didn't want yourself to think you could win, but was there some point you thought like maybe I could, because you sailed through the semifinals and then you got through the finals? Was there at some point you thought maybe, I never know?
We were first in the semifinal,
Yeah.
which I couldn't believe that. But what happened was I was like so scared to believe it because I didn't want it to not happen and then my heart would crush. So I was like, no, 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 let's just do the best we can do. Like don't try to think don't think that. And what happened was the day of the show when we were backstage for like a couple times, we were number one. And I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, oh my God, this guy, this could really happen. Like I was freaking outside and I couldn't even, so then I like let my guard down and I let myself believe that it could happen and then it didn't happen. And I gotta say at the end of it, of course I'm so grateful for third place and all that. But at the end of it, I didn't want to leave the green room. Everybody was leaving and I was like, no. I was like, I didn't say no, but in my mind I was like, no. I was so upset. I was just sitting there and I was like, oh, can we do it again? Please, can we revote? Because I didn't want to believe that we didn't. But I really feel like in some ways I did win. Like the Greece was so welcoming when I came back. I mean, they treated me and my whole team because it's a team effort like we won. So I was so grateful. But
Yeah,
cheers to that.
yeah, it was a hard year for you to win because there were like second, third, and fourth were like strong women with an upbeat song. So
Yeah.
maybe what's not a good year for you, if you came 1 year earlier or later, you would have done differently. So who
Never
knows?
know.
But
I
everyone knows.
like
everyone
Okay.
knows that. So the third place in that year is a great, great result. So
Thank you. Thank you. I like good competition. So I know Dima was first and Ukraine was second. And I like healthy, happy,
yeah,
competitive, not like, I hate you, kick you off the stage. That's not my type. I like competition. So I'm glad that they were good and they won and they were great.
I was wondering because you won the semifinals. Was there a difference between your performance at the semifinals and the finals? Do you feel like there was a difference between it or not?
No, I don't. Some people that know me, they're like, "Oh, I feel like you were nervous on that part," but I'm like, no, I only get nervous in the beginning, and I get really quiet backstage, and I always have music in my ears because I want to stay focused and I want my energy reserved so then I can give my energy on stage. But once I start, I'm good to go. There's no time of thinking of any nerves. But no, it was pretty. I feel like it was the same
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me at least.
Yeah, you never know what will happen in the final. Sometimes countries give other scores, other artists come together. I think it's
You
the,
don't
the
know.
fact a lot of strong women came together in the finals. But
Yeah, we did. We are fabulous.
you were.
Thank
So
you.
do you still do you still follow the Eurovision at all, or how Greece is
Oh,
doing
yes.
Eurovision?
Yes. Yes, I do. Always. We always watch it. We love it. We're fans. And Yana Terzida went for Greece. She was my friend. And then whoever goes for Greece, like this year, Stefania, who was supposed to go last year and then it got
Yeah.
canceled. Oh no, yeah, it was gonna go 2021. I wrote her right away. Whatever you need, let me know. Good luck. You're gonna be amazing. A Fudeda, she was for Cyprus, but I wrote her anyways. I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna kill it. And she did. And Yana as well is my good friend. So I also have a relationship with the artist, so that makes it even funner for me to watch them.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So you still have the best results since you participated for Greece. So no one did better than you after 2008 for Greece. And the past few years, Greece hasn't been in the top 15. Um, do you think something changed in the past few years, like they made their choice in a bad way, or it's just bad luck, or
I think that the artists that they chose were great and unique in their own way. I think that if you don't have a lot of support and if you're an artist that really doesn't have the experience of a lot of cameras in your face, a different level of, I had just come off of a show that had like maximum level of like attention. Um, and the team plays a big role, I think, because as an artist, if you're not familiar with that, you really need a good team to be like, listen, let's do our rehearsals every day and let's double check the stage. And do you feel comfortable? And does the choreography go on you? And what kind of artist are you? Every detail plays a role. And I think that if there's not a lot of love in the team, love. I'm not saying everybody has to like each other because
yeah,
I know. I'm
yeah,
saying love for like Greece to do well. Like we are in this as a team. Even if I don't like you or if I don't like you, we're working together. That's what you need. So I think that lacked. And I think it also, you know, I heard that the government wasn't really a fan of it at the time, and everything plays a role. I think.
yeah. So do you feel like it's going to change in the next few years, or
I think so. I'm hopeful. Come on, Greece. I'm hopeful. I think Stefania's going to do really good. Her team is good. Focus is great. The songwriter's great. She's young. She's got energy. I like her. I think it's going to be different. I'm hoping.
and she's got Eurovision experience. She participated for a junior Eurovision as well. So who knows what will happen?
Perfect. Yes, it is her.
We'll see what happens with Greece.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah, but you mentioned Stefania, who would go to Eurovision in 2020, and is going next year in 2021. But there were some rumors of you going for 2020. Um, is it right? Were there some truth in it, or have you been contacted past few years?
Yes, I have. And what happened was, a couple years back, the year that I did want to go was 2018 because I would close 10 years, and I just thought, oh my God, how pretty, 10 years. I just liked the way it sounded. But then I couldn't because of commitments. And then what happened was I really wanted to go. And then, no, in the beginning, I kind of was like, well, no, I don't know. My kids are small. I got 3 kids. And I'm like, I don't know. Because if I go, I want to go like 6 months in advance. I want to prep. I'm not just going to go and wing it. I want to go and really give it all I got. But then this year, honestly, because Stefania is going, which I love, for Greece, and there was a little talk for me to go, but then they had booked Stefania, and I love her. She's like perfect, so that's fine. But then Cyprus is something that I'm circulating. So who knows? I would go for Cyprus. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. So is there something concrete already, or is there something you can tell, or?
It's something that's in discussion, and you don't know. You could discuss and it cannot turn out. But this time I'm open. I don't know if it's because I've been quarantined. I need to get the hell out of the house, but I'm like, I am in the mood to do Eurovision.
Yeah.
But I do believe that the stars need to align. It has to be your year. So I put it out there. I know my people have contacted their people, and we'll see.
So I'm going to end it with just one more question.
Sure.
Is there a possibility we are going to see you at Eurovision in 2021?
You never know. It is a possibility, but I don't know. If
Yeah,
if the stars align and they wanted to, it'll happen.
yeah, I'm going to. I'm very curious about what's going to happen. So everyone wants to see you again on Eurovision stage, and we're curious about what you're going to have, what you're going to do next. So we're going to leave that as a closer of the interview.
I
Um,
love it.
and so unless you have some final words for our fans.
No, I just want to say thank you for the love and support and for tuning into this conversation. And Rule, thank you. It was really nice meeting you. And
You too.
if I go to Eurovision, I hope to talk to you again.
I hope it's the same. Maybe in 2021. We'll see
Yes,
what happens.
in
I hope the
person.
stars will align.
Me too. Me too.
So I wish you the best. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Rule.
Bye.
Bye.